Yo guys, what is good? It's your boy Jamong here, back again with another video. And today we're going over the best sneaker releases of 2024 so far. Alright, before I go into today's plan for the video, I wanted to go over a mini unboxing, one that's it's not a sneaker, but it is sneaker related. So I got this from Barnes & Nobles. I think it will look really good with my setup. As you guys see, we got the Ultimate Sneaker Book. Now they sell this at Barnes & Nobles. I had a gift card, so yeah, this thing is it's like 50 bucks or 60 bucks. I don't even know, but there was no way I was gonna pay 60 bucks for a book. But I had a gift card. I was able to cover most of the balance. Actually, let's take the wrapping off of the book and I'll show you guys a little bit of what's inside. So as you guys can see, we got some Dunks, more Dunks. We got Air Maxes. I have not read this book myself, but I'm looking forward to it. Got some Jordan 4s in the mix. Again, here's a closer look. Just a really nice book that gives you a detailed history of sneakers. Glad to have this. Gonna be putting this maybe here, but let's see. We'll see if it's gonna stay there, but you probably can't see it that well. Definitely gonna try to put it in a better spot. Alright, so going back to today's video, so far in 2024, I want to be honest, I haven't been the best fan of the sneaker releases of this year. I just think that it's nothing new that we're seeing. It's all been, re-releases, restocks, retros, reimagines, all these things that we've seen in the past just coming back into the sneaker market. I'm looking for things that are new collabs, new concepts, new silhouettes. Yeah, it's pretty much Jordan Brand that is carrying the sneaker culture of today. I know Adidas is pretty much down with the hype. ASICS is coming in, but they're still relatively new. What else we got? Nike. I'm just looking for new designs, Nike. I think that a lot of what they're producing is honestly overstocked, and it's just being too oversaturated in the market right now. Nevertheless, there has been some decent sneaker releases that have come out, ones that I'm a pretty big fan of, so that's what we're gonna go over today. Again, I know that this is still pretty early on in 2024. In the time that this video releases, it's probably gonna be only May, meaning that we still got like 7 more months left in the year for a lot of sneakers to release. However, I just wanted to go over the top 10 best sneaker releases up until this day by far, so let's hop into it. Alright, so starting off with number 10 is actually a sneaker that did not release this year. It actually released in 2023. However, they brought it back, and that is the ASICS Gel Kayano 14s in that scarab green colorway. Obviously, that is with the Kith collab. So originally, these were really limited, and not a lot of people were able to get their hands on them. Now, they did release on Kith, and I think they had a drawing. A lot of people took L's. A lot of people are saying that this specific colorway is reminding them of the Jown collab with the ASICS Gel Kayano 14s. Right now in 2024, ASICS Gel Kayano 14s are one of the hottest sneakers in the sneaker community, and I even have a pair. I have a pair of GRs, but they're all the same in the end of the day. So the thing about this particular sneaker release in 2024 was that Kith only released it to an exclusive loyalty program tier. So only if you were on the top tier of all the tiers in their loyalty program, you were able to have access to this sneaker. Now, even though not a lot of people were able to get access to this particular release either, I will have to say it did help reselling prices, because at first last year they were going for I want to say 400, 500 bucks, and now they've kind of plummeted to the high 200s, low 300 range. So they're much more affordable now. A lot of people are really big fans of this specific colorway. Plus, they also added something on this sneaker release that they didn't add to the original one, and that's the minor Kith box logo branding on the back of the shoe. Honestly, I like that a whole bunch, because I know that when Kith has sneaker releases with collabs, they don't have a lot of branding, but now that they have that Kith branding, I feel like, honestly, as someone who loves Kith, as you can see right here, that makes the shoe so much better in my opinion, especially if you are a fan of Kith. This shoe would definitely scream that it is a Kith collab. Honestly, I'm just hoping that they re-release on the Antler pair just because I love that so much more. But again, coming in at number 10, the Asics Gel Kayano 14s in that Kith collab with the Scarab Green colorway is a banger on this list. The only reason why it's at number 10 is just because it didn't necessarily release in 2024. Alright, continuing with the Kith trend, at number 9 on the list, we do have the New Balance 1906Rs in that Kith collab once again. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I've never really owned a pair of New Balance runners. The only New Balance pairs I've ever owned are the 550s, so I don't really know how comfortable they are. However, what made the shoe on the list was the colorway that Kith came out with. Now, this is super clean. I just love the blue back tab and then the gold accents on a gray or white. I'm not really sure. It looks like more like a metallic colorway on the sneaker. Now, this whole thing just screams Kith collab. Now, Kith just comes out with the best colorways possible. You know, Ronnie Fieg and their team is really good with color palettes. If you've never owned a pair of Vomeros or even Asics Gel Kayano 14s, if you just go for that 1906Rs, especially in this Kith colorway, this is a banger sneaker. Now, I know they also released a black pair too, but I'm more of a fan of the lighter colorway. I just think that this looks super cool. Again, I'm not really a big fan of how New Balance runners look, but I gotta give it to the way this sneaker was constructed. I don't know how easy this sneaker was to get, but I know I didn't go for it myself. Still, this sneaker deserves a spot on our list. So here at number 9, we do have the New Balance 1906Rs in that Kith collaboration colorway. All right, moving on to number 8 on this list, we do have the Jordan 3s in the Craft Ivory colorway. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the cleanest GR pairs of Jordans that we have seen this year. Now, as you guys can see in the shoe, there's really no crazy color scheming going on here. It's all just neutral tones, and yeah, this is basically a really clean but standard shoe. I think these are still sitting. I'm not sure if they sold out, but this is pretty easy to get. I'm almost sure that if you go on StockX, reselling prices are little to nothing. This is just a clean Jordan 3 that will go well with everything. If you've never owned a pair of Jordan 3s before, especially, you know, if you're trying to get into sneaker culture right now, this is probably the most affordable sneaker and the nicest sneaker that you can get. The best bang for your buck out here. I feel like so far we've seen a lot of Jordan 3 surfacing in the sneaker community, but this specific pair is just clean. It's simple. You can't go wrong with it. It matches with any single outfit. So yeah, I personally think that this shoe is a little underappreciated just because, you know, there are so many sneakers out there, but this one does not get a lot of respect that it deserves. So here, number 8, we do have the Jordan 3s in that Craft Ivory colorway. Again, you can't go wrong with a pair of white and cream sneakers. All right, so moving on to number 7 in this list. This is actually a pair of sneakers that not a lot of people are gonna agree with me on. Now, again, this is my list, this is my opinion, so just keep that in mind. But we do have the Kobe 8s in the Venice Beach colorway. So when these sneakers released, they released with, I believe, the Philadelphia pair and then the Italian camo pair. Now, when I was watching a lot of videos on people's reactions to these sneakers releasing, a lot of people were saying that they either like the Philly pair better or they like the Italian camo ones. But out of all of them, they did not like the Venice Beach ones whatsoever. Probably because there's so much going on and it's just such a loud colorway. But I'm gonna be honest, I like these sneakers. I like them out of the 3 the best. Now, I don't really hoop so much anymore, but if I were to, I feel like this would be a great statement sneaker to wear on the court. And also, it's going for literally the cheapest. Again, probably because not a lot of people wanted them to begin with. But again, this is just a statement sneaker that just pops when you wear them. I really love the multicolor on the sneaker, you know, the red and the teal and then the orange. It just kind of goes well together. It's almost like a really abstract painting onto a sneaker, which is really cool. So again, I know this is probably the sleeper out of the 3, but I personally like the Venice Beach pair out of, you know, the Phillies and the Italian camos. To be honest, I don't even really like the Italian camos. I just think it's not a sneaker for me, but if I were to pick one, it would have to be the Venice Beaches. So here at number 7, we do have an underrated sneaker in my opinion. You guys are probably not gonna agree with me on this, but we do have the Kobe 8s in that Venice Beach colorway. Alright, so moving on to number 6 on this list, we do have the Trophy Room Jordan 1 Lows. Now when these sneakers released, I actually slept on them. I did not go for them. I honestly forgot about the drop that was going on, so I wasn't able to get my hands on this pair. Now when this sneaker released, I can't remember if it was a public release, but yeah, I didn't go for these at all. I just thought I didn't have a chance, and I kind of forgot about it as well. But this is a clean pair of Jordan 1 Lows, especially one that almost mimics the Chicago colorway, which is such a timeless sneaker silhouette. I love the materials that they use in the shoe, you know, with the satin and the embroidery. The whole thing just comes together really nicely. Now I will have to say, in the year 2024, Jordan 1 Lows aren't really going for much, but this one is going for a decent amount. I feel like resale prices are doing pretty well, but again, it's not about the resale prices, it's just about, it kind of reflects on the popularity of the sneaker and how much people actually like this, and I think it's a great sneaker. I also love the minor Trophy Room branding on the side of the shoe, which looks really nice as well, especially since Trophy Room is kind of tied to Michael Jordan. It looks really nice, and I will have to give this to number 6. There's not much I have to say about it just because I don't really know too much about the sneaker, but looks wise and aesthetic wise, I do like it a lot. Alright, so moving on to number 5 on this list is actually a pair of sneakers that nobody talks about at all. Now this is a collab. I did see this on Sneaker News that this was dropping, and then afterwards, after it released, I couldn't even find it on StockX, which is how uncommon this sneaker was to the public, but I'm hoping to bring it to you guys, and these are the Packer Adidas Forum Lows. Now again, this is all in my personal opinion. This is what I think is one of the best sneakers of 2024. No one talks about this collab. I don't know why, but this colorway for the Forum Lows is really clean. Now you got that aged vintage aesthetic on a pair of Forum Lows, and then with that pastel colorway on the 3 stripes, that just goes really nicely together. I would honestly cop this sneaker in a heartbeat, but I already have, you know, I have a lot of sneakers in that vintage silhouette already, such as my New Balance 550s, and I already have a pair of Forum 1 Lows that my boy Gabe gifted to me. So it's really not a sneaker that I need in my collection. However, if I was to cop a pair of sneakers on this entire list right now, it would probably be the Packer collab. Guys, let me know down in the comments below why the sneaker is not popular or why it's not as hype as I think it should be. I mean, you can already tell that Packer put a lot of attention in their details. You know, the quality looks nice, the attention to the colorway, make sure that the aging looks right, looks really clean. I don't know guys, you might see this in my collection soon, but as of now, I'm gonna really have to hold off and kind of pull myself back. If I were to cop one of the colorways, I would have to go for this blue pair right here. I feel like this blue looks really nice. Again, I have a lot of blue sneakers, but you can never go wrong with something so nice as this pair right here. Alright, so moving on to number 4 in this list, we do have the Travis Scott Jumpman Jacks. Now in the time that this video comes out, this sneaker would have released already. In the time that I'm filming this right now, I think the sneaker releases next week, but nonetheless, we have seen a lot of people already own this pair of Jumpman Jacks that Jordan Brand has sent to them personally, so we already know what the sneaker looks like in hand. Now this is the only sneaker on this entire list that is original, that is new, and I'm just really grateful that finally somebody has come out with the new silhouette, especially Travis Scott coming out with his own Jordan Brand silhouette. That's really hard, again with that backwards swoosh. And I know what you guys are already about to say. I know I'm a huge Travis Scott fan. I love his collabs, so this is why it's so high on this list. But again, it's because this is finally a new silhouette that we're seeing, and I want to try it out for myself. Now, do I think that this colorway that is coming out is my favorite? I feel like it's too similar to the Reverse Mocha colorway, and I do want like something different. But again, it's a good start. I'm gonna try to get my hands on this pair. I'm gonna try to get a W so that I can do a review for you guys. If I can't, let it be. but I really want to try out what the Jumpman Jacks feel like on feet. So yeah, I think you guys can probably tell that I'm pretty frustrated about all these repeated and recycled sneaker releases throughout the last couple of years, but I'm finally happy that we're getting something new in our hands. And yeah, I gotta give it to number 4 in this list, to the Jumpman Jacks. Alright, and moving on to number 3 in this list, we have none other than the reimagined Jordan 4s in that bread colorway. Now, when this sneaker originally released, I was like, nah, this is not it. I like the Nubuck pair so much better. However, as I saw this pair in person and I saw other people wearing them, it started to look more natural. It's almost as if the Jordan 4 breads were supposed to look like this originally, with that tumbled leather. And I will have to say they look a lot better in hand than they do, you know, on the internet. Not to mention that, you know, I would say the Jordan 4 breads are made with pretty good quality. I have a friend that has a pair. He's worn them a lot, and I really haven't seen too many creases on the sneaker, just because that tumbled leather makes it so much easier to wear without creasing. Honestly though, for me, I wouldn't own the reimagined Jordan 4s. It's just not something that I need in my sneaker rotation. However, I still have a lot of respect for what Jordan Brand did to the sneaker. Again, there's some people that don't like the reimagined take at all. They wish that it was Nubuck. I'm kind of more conflicted now. I do think that the reimagined breads do have a natural look to it, but do I like them better than the Nubuck? I'm still thinking about that. But still, this is probably the second to most hyped release of the year by far. So I do have to give it to number 3 in this list, to the reimagined Jordan 4s. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the reimagined 4s. Do you like them better than the originals, or do you like the OGs a lot better? And at number 2 on this list is a sneaker that everyone is excited for. Now, everyone has been talking about this sneaker for months by now, and we do have the Jordan 4s in the military blue colorway. Honestly guys, when this sneaker released, I didn't think I would want it, but as I'm watching more sneaker reviews, as I'm seeing more people get them in hand, they're starting to look really, really nice to me. A lot of people are upset that the blue is different from the 2012 pair. It's a lot darker. However, I think that just makes it more wearable. I feel this can go with a lot of outfits. Again, it's a white Jordan 4 with blue accents, and I'm pretty sure that you can just slip this on with any outfit you want, and it'll look really, really clean. Plus, again, I do like how it's not necessarily a white Jordan 4, more so there are gray accents to it. So it's not like it's super bright and it's super clean. It kind of gives a more worn, neutral look to it, and I'm really excited for that. Now, so far in the time that I'm filming this, we have seen an early access to the pair. Next week, or in like 2 days, we're gonna get like a shock drop of the pair, and then finally we have the May 4th release. So that's 3 releases, and especially now resale prices aren't even that high. They retail for $215, and right now they're going from maybe like $270, $290 on the market. So after these pairs continue to surface through StockX, through GOAT, we're gonna see a lot of the prices drop dramatically, which is going to be really easy for people to get a pair if they were not able to in any of the releases. Personally, for me, I'm going to go for them. I'm not too excited for them, but I still want to see them in hand, and I would like to, you know, own them in my collection if I could, but it's not something where if I wasn't able to get a pair, I would kind of force it, you know. It's just a pair where if I'm lucky, I'm lucky, and it'll just be a great addition to my collection. Alright guys, it pretty much wraps up my list of the top 10 best sneaker releases of 2024. But hold on, I know what you guys are thinking. If you haven't watched until the end of the video and you haven't been paying attention, I only went from 10 all the way down to 2. Now personally for me, I was having a hard time picking out 10 sneaker releases that were my favorite. I only came up with 9. But now I want to hear from you guys. What is the number 1 spot on this list? What is a sneaker that I did not mention that you want to see on this list? And like always, if you guys like my video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to hear more from me, smash the subscribe button, guys. I would love for you to join the community and to be a part of the progress that we're going through here through my channel. With all that being said, these are the top 10 best sneaker releases of 2024 so far. Again, don't forget to let me know what your number 1 spot on this list is, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!